Atheists take so many things on faith.
7 words. Assuming that I can count, 7 words in, and bam, already into the realms of WTFery. Atheists take things on faith. The people whose entire thing as a group is that they don't believe in any god and make no assertion or claim or otherwise else as a group. They take many things on faith. I don't think that's how that works, mates. I'm pretty sure at least most of them don't even take the fact that they don't believe on faith because it's just a fact about them. No one has to hope that they don't believe. They just kind of don't.
They believe that everything came from nothing.
Who the hell believes that? And on faith, no less. I don't know any atheists who say they believe that specific claim. A lot of the time, they will say, I don't know where the everything came from. But if your assertion is that not believing in the God-man means that reality must have come from nowhere, you need to actually ask more than probably 0 people who don't believe the God claims where the universe came from. You might discover that there's actually a bunch of ideas as to how the real did that, including that it might never have not existed. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what you believe with God being eternal. Well, just take the God part out and it's the same thing. But again, you're mostly going to get an honest answer of, I don't know, instead of making shit up because they must have an answer, even if it's a wrong one. You know, like you guys.
Well, you can't prove that scientifically.
Quick, roll the intro before anyone points out that you can't prove any of our shit scientifically either. And we actually do make our claims instead of them being shit we made up about people we don't like, because they don't agree with bullshit that we can't prove scientifically or otherwise. Also, of course, is atheism a religion? I wonder what the answer could possibly be with these two quote-unquote fine gentlemen. I'm sure it won't be something they take as a given and then say a bunch of stupid shit that's not even related to atheism, or can even be something that people who believe in God can do as well. You know, because the smartest religion boy has no idea what anybody thinks about anything. Therefore, God, right?
Everybody's got to serve somebody.
Do they? I, for the life of me, can't think of anyone I serve in the same way as your lot serve G-Man and Kid Jesus. And certainly not anyone because of my fucking atheism. If you want to stretch the idea, you could say that I sort of serve my government, I guess. You know, because they set the rules and I have to follow them if I want to live here. But like, so do you. That's just called society. And it's not like I necessarily think of them as being flawless. Because fuck no. And to really, really stretch the idea, you could say that I specifically serve my audience? Well, I don't even know what that would mean. Because A, I only make videos because I like doing it. I could stop tomorrow if I really wanted to, and none of you could stop me. And B, really, they should be serving me all of their whiskey in one freaking massive glass.
And so the environmentalists have...
I know, I'm particularly stoppy with the video today, but my god, every sentence is just another layer of what the hell, man? The environmentalists? What the f*** does environmentalism have to do with atheism? I mean, shit. I know there's a bunch of enviro boys who are hippy-dippy types, who believe in the spiritual connectedness of the world, man. And fuck, even Christianity has sects that believe that humanity is supposed to actually look after the planet in like a stewardship role. And sure, of course, there are many atheists who think that the environment could do with not being totally fucked. But not all of them. I mean, I'm not among them. If they destroy it, they aren't going to be able to live here anymore. And it won't affect me. I mean, I have visited Staines. I could take a nuke to the face at this point.
The original sin of pollution.
What the feck? The original sin of pollution. You know that original sin, like, isn't real and pollution is? Have you fucking been outside? You can see pollution literally everywhere. And not just the Jesus is in the face of every smiling child kind of way. Pollution is just shit out there that shouldn't be there, and if there is enough of it, you tend to have problems. Litter is pollution. I mean, for God's sake, light pollutes the sky. That's why the night sky looks like this in most places where people live. but like this when you get right out into the middle of nowhere. And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I thought that was just like a movie or a video game thing. No, literally so much waste light by humans pushed into the sky is why you can't see shit when there are any of the fuckers nearby. Thanks a lot for that, assholes.
And they have the sacrament of, they sell indulgences in the form of those carbon tax credits, don't they?
Ha! Couldn't think of a sacrament, could you? I don't know, how about the sacrament of cleaning the fuck up after yourself? Of course, I'm sure his corporate sponsors would like to hear that. I mean, if big business has to make things without destroying the planet, how are they supposed to pay themselves ridiculous bonuses they haven't done anything to earn, huh? Think about it. God.
There, in certain versions of intersectionality, there's the original sin of privilege.
Oh wow, of course, that thing that has anything to do with whether or not you believe in a god or not. The fuck are you on about? This is about how atheism is a religion, and so far you have brought up environmentalism, which you can absolutely be in favor of doing and believe in God. In fact, I think if you really think God is real and that you can just treat his planet like total shit and not get a right good eternal tormenting too, you might not understand what a petty prick your God is. And second, the idea of privilege. I mean, people literally do have certain privileges, you know. That's how, like, reality works. The problem I see it is the unearned ones. Like how idiots can go online and talk shit about atheism while literally knowing nothing about it, and their audience doesn't point out what a fucking dumbass they are. That is the worst kind of privilege there is. Don't worry, my audience loves to point out when I'm wrong all the time. Bastards.
There's actually the Gnostic metaphysics of transgenderism.
The Gnostic metaphysics of transgenderism? What a fucking sentence. What, did you fall into a thesaurus? Although, to be fair, it's still better than the transgender people don't exist one, which I hear so wearily often, like dumbass, seriously. What are you talking about? Of course they fucking exist. They aren't frickin' unicorns, or, you know, Jesus H. Goddington. They're people. And even if, for whatever reason, you don't agree with transitioning, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, surely you can comprehend that people fucking do it. This shit is just embarrassing. Come on.
I appear to be a man, but the flesh is evil, and really, metaphysically, I'm a woman.
The flesh is evil. See, that's one of your lot's problems. When everything always has to come to your view of the world. I'm sure most trans people don't think of their literal flesh as literally evil. The fuck? These are your ideas. That's you trying to stick church ideas into places it doesn't belong. Although we all know the church has a long and rich history of sticking things in places that they don't belong. So...
You see all of these sorts of things crop up all of the time.
And none of them have anything to do with people not buying into a specific claim about the universe and whether there's a god anywhere in it, out it, or upside it. So none of it could possibly be used to determine whether or not atheism is or isn't a fucking religion. Although here's a tip to help you answer that eventually, hopefully. It fucking isn't one. You're welcome.
Atheists, they pull away when you say that their religion is a faith.
Right, so you walk up to an atheist, and I'm assuming that you found out somehow and aren't just walking up to random people saying, atheism is a religious faith! Because frankly, in both of those circumstances, I can see why they might feel the need to pull away from you. The atheists, because it's clear that you don't know what the fuck you are talking about. And the others, because that's the kind of insane rambling someone does before they pull out a box cutter and start slashing wildly.
How can we convince them of this point?
I mean, not gonna lie, if you open with that shit, you are going to be convincing them poorly. Because it's obvious you haven't got a fucking clue what you are talking about and are just saying things that you think sound like arguments, but are more random noises coming out of your face holes.
Well, a faith is just believing something that you can't mathematically prove.
What a completely ridiculous definition of faith. Where the fuck does maths come into it? We can prove all sorts of things without fucking maths. We prove stuff with, evidence and doing science at it. And while, to be fair, it does often use maths, that's not how we are proving things. And if you want to get real pedantic about it, you could say science is never 100% sure. But if you want to dive down the rabbit hole, it's a bit of a waste of time, since you basically couldn't live your life without pragmatically assuming that things are real enough to get on with it. And even still, we do stuff with science regardless of the fact that nothing is 100%, because 99% is seriously good enough. Like, do you do nothing unless you're 100% sure of the outcome? Well, then good luck getting in a car or a plane or out of fucking bed. I mean, that's my excuse for being lazy.
That's all faith is, and atheists take so many things on faith. They believe.
Atheists believe is such a wild two-word idea. Anybody who feels the need to say that really needs to sit down and think about their lives and what they're doing with it, unless the next words out of their mouth are, atheists believe lots of things, their worldviews vary wildly, and to make assertions about all atheists based on a few things that some, but not all of them actually believe, makes you sound like a fucking idiot.
That everything came from nothing. Well, you can't prove that scientifically. They believe that this amazing universe of ours of incomparable beauty, harmony, and order came about by itself.
Well, that's an entirely different claim than the universe came from nothing. The universe forming, the way it currently is something that we can show happening. And to say by itself is just a straw man and a half. But to say that things are the way they are and they didn't seem to need any intervention to do so, now that's something that we might say, because, that's how the universe appears to be. Systems made the universe the way it is. Your claim would likely be that God made it and did it on purpose, and the way it is designed specifically for that to happen, when you can't prove that mathematically or otherwise.
That's faith. They're trapped into this whole materialist worldview where everything has to do with atoms and molecules.
Dude, you're like in a universe where everything that we know to exist has to do with atoms and molecules to some extent. Even the ideas in your head get there because atoms and molecules are bouncing around and like touching each other until they form a thought. Or however the that works. Even forces act on that shit, so it has to do with them too. Anything else is just speculative nonsense, and frankly is often just God of the Gapsy shit, where if we don't have a complete understanding of, say, consciousness, you'll jump up and be like, see, God did it, because you can't explain it, therefore me, I'm the big smart. And dude, you aren't even a little smart. You are dumb. Any size you want, but dumb.
All our hopes and dreams and desires.
What the frick? Where the hell do they come from if it's not from your fucking brain? I mean, seriously, do you think that shit is transmitted to you from outer space? Are you some kind of human antenna receiving signals from the mothership? And now that I say it out loud, that's exactly what you think's going on, isn't it? Damn it.
All our art and culture and history, all.
I have to stop you right there. Now, I get that it's collective shit, but I just really don't like the idea that he thinks he was somehow involved. The only artistic value this guy has ever provided is that of being something hilarious to make fun of. What? Comedy is art, damn it.
All our deepest desire for everything that's good and beautiful and true, all that to them is just due to the random movement of molecules. That's not
true or even accurate description of what I assume he's trying to talk about, aka materialism. A thing, and I cannot stress this enough or say it enough times because these fuckers literally aren't capable of fucking listening. All atheists believe, you absolute dumbass.
That's not science.
Yeah, sure, random things bumping into each other is not a scientific way of describing anything. In fact, much of what we see within a scientific framework is, again, systems. Systems aren't fucking random. In fact, they are inherently predictable. They do things the way we expect. They have results that we can see coming based on the things that happened before. Let's put it this way, it's about as random as you are smart. That is to say, not very.
That's faith. What's more, that's an irrational faith. That's the basis for all superstition.
I'm sorry, are we talking about ourselves again? Also, is he trying to say that the idea that things in the universe not requiring supernatural beings is the basis for superstition? Of all the stupid fucking things this guy has said, that is one of them.
So they have a faith. They must be called out on this point.
I don't know, so far all I have heard is you saying shit that has nothing to do with atheism and then failing to describe even the things that you think are part of atheism even though they aren't, and calling that superstition. If anyone needs calling out, it's you, like all the goddamn time. If you see him anywhere, you just have to be like, hey, that's the guy who says stupid shit online. No, I mean him, not me. Although to be fair,
because this faith that they have has been responsible for more bloodshed and carnage than any system of beliefs the world has ever known.
sure, atheism on its own is a worldview and causes genocide, even though you can't accurately describe what that worldview is and entails. And sure, we all know what he's trying to say, but communism though. But communism isn't about fucking atheism. That's like saying it's about the goofy outfits. It's just a small part of it. Although, to be fair, I do know people who would kill for clothes like that.
And really in service of the faith. I've always liked the definition that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. And
oh look, a completely fucking different definition of faith. And wait, faith is evidence of things unseen? The fuck? It's not evidence of anything. That's the whole fucking point of faith. I mean, the main definition related to religion is like a strong belief in the doctrines of religion based on spiritual conviction rather than actual proof. So, you know, not science, as this dipshit would keep putting it. Fuck.
How better to describe the utopian political goals of the left?
I mean, that's the other one, isn't it? These fuckers are so myopic in their thinking, they can't even conceive of someone on the right being smart enough to not believe in God. That's just kind of mean of them, really. And hey, there are lefties who also believe in God and are still, you know, not on your side. These guys just have such a stunted understanding of the world. What a shonk.
The idea that, yeah, you got to crack some eggs to make an omelet. We're just going to kill a few more million people, but then we'll have world peace. Then we'll have prosperity. Then we'll have equality or tolerance or whatever you say about this.
And the video just stops there. Atheists are going to kill millions of people for a worldview they don't have because it's a religion that doesn't make any sense that no one believes in. Sure, and I'm a fucking banana. Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the